Hello, and welcome to the Counts Plus Technical Assistance webinar series. My name is Michael Hutnick. I'm the project manager for this Counts Plus effort between the Active Transportation Resource Center, or ATRC, and Nelson Nygaard. The ATRC is a project of the Active Transportation Program, or ATP, which was created to provide resources, technical assistance, and training to transportation partners across California in order to facilitate the success of active transportation projects. The Counts Plus project was developed by the ATRC to explore ways to collect richer data about ATP projects in communities across our state. Thank you for investing your time and attention in this project. It signals to us that our efforts are in alignment with your needs. Please feel free to reach out to our team at any time with questions, comments, or suggestions at atrc@dot.ca.gov. The quality of our work improves when we work collaboratively with all of you. Without further ado, I'd like to hand you over to our partners at Nelson Nygaard.
Thanks so much, Michael. Great to be here with you all today. I'm Tracy McMillan, and I'm the project manager for this effort with Nelson Nygaard. We're very happy to be collaborating with the ATRC on this project. Evaluation is near and dear to our heart, and so we're excited to help provide you more tools and ways to measure the impacts of your active transportation projects to show the overall value of your projects and the program as a whole. This project has a main objective, which Michael mentioned, to assist local agencies in gathering before and after project data for ATP reporting and for other project evaluation purposes. What that means is the active transportation program has lots of different goals that it's set out to achieve. And we want to create a broader evaluation framework and tools and provide technical assistance to help you better measure those impacts and provide you the resources to do so. The other thing that this project is designed to do is to help you tell the stories of your projects that have been funded through the Active Transportation Program. So we are helping ATRC to develop project profiles and program impact reports that can, again, help to tell the value of these projects in your communities. Why is this important? We all know that the Active Transportation Program that just entered its 7th cycle is having an impact. Right now, you have an opportunity to measure that impact by doing before and after counts on your projects to see whether they've brought about an increase in walking and bicycling and rolling in your community. Or you're doing surveys with parents to see what their perspectives are on improvements near schools. But there are other ways to measure the impacts of these programs and projects that you've conducted. The ATP program has goals related to greenhouse gas reduction, improved safety, improvements in physical activity, and other public health measures. And our goal is to create tools that help you to measure those other impacts so you can tell the broader story of your projects. So through this webinar series, what we will be doing is providing you with an introduction to each of the data collection tools that have been developed as part of this project, and having them available to you through the ATRC website and through other forms of technical assistance, so you can use those tools, again, to measure the impact of your wonderful projects. With that, I'll pass it to Carolyn, who will give you a broader introduction to the Counts Plus program.
Okay, so as Tracy had mentioned, we really developed Counts Plus as a way to develop ways to synthesize project level benefits and easily communicate the impact of ATP funds. As also Tracy mentioned, the plus are the metrics that go beyond what's required to really tell the story of the success of your work. And really want to emphasize again that it is an optional evaluation framework. It is not a California Transportation Commission or ATP requirement. And they are designed to really capture benefits at the project level. And so when combined across the state, ideally we can show kind of the communal and larger impact of the active transportation program. And so Counts Plus, it was informed by a rigorous screening process of potential metrics. So some guiding principles for Counts Plus really was to reflect on legislative priorities and intent of ATP and select metrics that align with ATP goals that Tracy mentioned of safety, reducing greenhouse gases, enhancing public health, and reaching disadvantaged communities. And we also reviewed ATP guidelines or other guidelines related to California transportation programs, and we held key informant interviews and meetings with technical advisors to understand what's going on and what innovative evaluation work is happening. So from these conversations, we developed a long list of metrics, and we used a framework to screen the quality of those metrics based on specific characteristics. We wanted to know if the metrics were comparable, the data collected measured consistently over time? Is it available? Are data current? Is it frequently updated? Can we obtain it when and where we need it? Is it accessible? Are the data available for public use? What's the source? What's the reliability, reputation, scale, and quality of that data source? The measurement, is the unit or system clear, repeatable, understandable? And then can we also disaggregate some of this data to understand disparities between groups impacted by ATP projects? So after that, we advanced a limited set of recommendations to the ATRC by asking what makes a good Counts Plus metric. We really wanted to make sure we kept the burden of work low for project awardees. We understand that some folks may lack capacity or resources to stand up new systems to collect information about how their project is doing. We also wanted to focus on indicators that were easy to understand, had broad appeal, and could be easily incorporated into existing work streams. And so on the next slide, we show the 8 metrics that we landed on. We have divided these into 2 tiers. So tier 1 metrics would be a lighter level of effort, and tier 2 would be just a little bit more or needing some expertise in terms of maybe some spatial data program like GIS. And so they are partnerships with local organizations and agencies, which we're going to go over today, program availability and participation, change in speed, low stress network implemented, availability of destinations, opportunities, and transit, user and parent satisfaction, use of designated crossing locations, and driver yield compliance. And we at Nelson Nygaard are your technical assistance resource for these Counts Plus metrics. So each metric will have a webinar like this one. And in addition to that, we're envisioning 3 forms of TA. So that would be online support, which would be Zoom calls, phone calls to work through any issues specific to your project. On-site support would mean members of our team coming out to work through a metric with you, supporting with data collection. And in-person group trainings would be like a group gathering in a central location for us to walk through each metric and accompanying tool to work through how to implement for your specific project.